Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours in your little slice of heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend some time with you and yours. We start today's show with Louisiana news under the headline, Not a Good Look. We found out yesterday, Monday, starting out the week, that the former state trooper Kasha Domain, charged initially with shooting a 19-year-old in the back, leaving him paralyzed, will not face any jail time. It is an incident that happened in July of 2018. She was not formally charged with the crime until late 2020 and was fired from state police in 2021, about 5 months after being indicted on charges of illegal use of a weapon and aggravated second-degree battery. We now know, yesterday, Monday, that she was allowed to plead guilty to a charge of obstruction of justice, which is a misdemeanor. She will get 6 months on probation and must agree to never take a law enforcement job again. The civil suit behind this, in all likelihood, will result in the taxpayers being on the hook for God knows how many millions of dollars. Additionally, there is no video record of the incident, as the body cam was not working, the dash cam was not working, and according to the civil lawsuit that's been filed, she fabricated a completely false account of what happened. Now, listen, y'all, if you have listened to me on radio, watched me on television over 40-some years, you know that I am as pro-law enforcement as anybody you will ever find. Growing up in a military household, I understand the rule of law. I understand the role of law enforcement, and I wholeheartedly agree somebody's got to be in charge. But this is not a good look. And when you combine this with the tragic case of Ronald Green, of which we have yet to hear or see anything concrete come about as far as disciplinary action, criminal charges, etc., etc., it's not a good look. The next governor of the great state of Louisiana is going to have his or her hands really full in dealing with state police. That agency has had too many horrible, egregious missteps in recent memory. And whomever the new chief executive officer of our state ends up being, if you want to restore the trust of the public in the premier law agency in our state, it's going to take some doing. Right now, there are countless Louisianians that simply have no faith in this agency. Now, let me say for the record, state police, I'm sure, will say, as many others would say, Clarence, I understand people being disgruntled about this, but this is on the judiciary. She pled guilty to a misdemeanor, but that falls in the purview of the courts. And at the end of the day, a 19-year-old is paralyzed after being shot in the back. The story given at the time, a complete fabrication. The mechanisms in place to avoid something like this, dash cam, body cam, both malfunctioning, not working, that is not a good look. Speaking of not a good look, recently, last week, 8 people arrested in the city of Hammond, including 2 juveniles, when police rolled up on a gunfight between 2 carloads of individuals. Hammond police, working with state police, were able to track down both vehicles and arrested 8 individuals. Understanding the presumption of innocence, those arrested: Cameron Lee, 20 years old, of Kentwood; Damian Barnes, 22, of Kentwood; Sanidra Coleman, 29, of Kentwood; Kevin Coleman, 26, of Kentwood; Jaquan Muse, 21, of Ponchatoula; Gregory Cook, 23, of Hammond; and 2 juveniles, a 15 and a 16-year-old. As you might imagine, a whole lot of illegal guns were involved, and, of course, methamphetamines seized as well. The 15 and the 16-year-old, both facing charges of misrepresentation to enter a drinking establishment. So in other words, 2 minors in possession of guns lied to get into a bar, and of course, before all was said and done, a shootout ensued. If this were not a family show, I would say what I want to say, what I really feel. I think you already know what that entails. Finally, in Louisiana news, just when you thought that she wouldn't say anything more insulting to people, we just keep living. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell last week at a press conference was pressed on the exorbitant amount of expenses that she's incurred for travel recently. And she was asked at this press conference, are you going to reimburse the city for the tens of thousands of dollars that you've spent on travel, particularly traveling first class? Her response, quote, my travel accommodations are a matter of safety, not of luxury. Here we go. As all women know, our health and safety are often disregarded, and we're left to navigate alone. As the mother of a young child whom I live for, I'm going to protect myself by any reasonable means in order to ensure that I'm here to see her grow into the strong woman I'm raising her to be. Anyone who wants to question how I protect myself just doesn't understand the world black women walk in. So apparently now, it's not safe for black women to fly coach. Who knew? Now, let's say for the sake of the conversation, she has a point. Not that any of us know anybody that shares the opinion. You're taking a trip to wherever. Yeah, girl, I'm flying to wherever. You flying coach? Well, yeah. You know that's not safe for black women, right? Had she thought this answer all the way through, she would have realized some people would probably question, where did your security detail sit? As we now know, she flew first class. Her security detail and the rest of her aides all flew coach. If you're that concerned about your security, because after all, it's not safe for black women to fly coach, wouldn't your security personnel have flown with you? I mean, they're in a whole different part of the plane. They're flying coach, you're flying first class, but you're concerned about the safety because black women aren't safe flying coach. Additionally, this is a mayor, like many others, I will admit, that saw fit to lock down everything because of COVID-19. And of course, a lot of stuff was being done virtual. A lot of stuff was done Zoom, GoToMeeting, whatever. Couldn't you have saved this nearly $40,000 in travel expenses going to Paris and to Switzerland by simply doing this via Zoom? And you wonder why so many of us, just regular citizens who foot the bill, by the way, so many of us can't stand government employees and politicians. But I guess we should be grateful because we now know it's not safe for black women to fly coach. Of course, now, you could also make the argument she simply took a page out of the AOC handbook. Remember? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez informed us last week that so many people in America hate women. And more importantly, they hate women of color. You can't make this stuff up. First break of today's show. When we come back, second segment of the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. Time for another edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's next when we continue the Clarence Bugg Show only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent.
Depend on us for service, for selection, for price.
Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Buggs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Buggs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Buggs Show. If you are new to the show, the station, the area, you may not be aware that recently, well, I say recently now, it's been a little while, we have instituted a new segment on the show in direct response to the ever-growing level of stupidity in our country. You see it everywhere. Everywhere you look, people doing stupid stuff, saying stupid stuff. But now, this is not regular stupid. As a matter of fact, we came up, as the graphic on screen shows you, we had to come up with a new level of stupid. Not the regular S-T-U-P-I-D, but instead, as the graphic shows you, S-T-O-O-P-I-D. As in, now that's just stupid. We start, surprise, surprise, with the Biden-Harris administration. This past weekend on Meet the Press, Vice President Kamala Harris came out without batting an eye, announcing that our southern border is secure. You heard me right. Quote, I think that there's no question that we have to do what the President and I asked Congress to do. First request we made, pass a bill to create a pathway to citizenship. The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system. In particular, over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed. Now, I don't know about you, but I have seen in recent memory literally tons of video of tens of thousands of people walking across our border into this country, and of course the Biden-Harris administration then shipping them out many times in the dead of night to communities all across this country. Most recently, the spokesperson for the White House, Karine Jean-Pierre, told the press and the rest of America, well, they're not just walking across the border. Now, had anyone in the Trump administration said something this outlandish and blatantly, patently false, the first thing that would have happened, the fact checkers would have lost their minds. You've seen the video, unless, of course, you still worship at the altar of the mainstream media, because they're hiding it from you. Do y'all realize in the fiscal year, 1.7 million encounters, that's just the people the Border Patrol has encountered. That's not the ones that snuck completely under the radar. That's not the ones that got away. But the Vice President of the United States of America would have you believe the border is secure. And like most loyal liberals will do, she couldn't leave well enough alone with just one lie. The border is secure. She then says, well, we've inherited a broken immigration system, particularly of the last 4 years. Do you remember under the Trump administration 1.7 million illegal immigrants just in this fiscal year walking across the border? Of course you don't. That's rhetorical. We all know that's a lie. But for her to say that with a straight face should tell you everything you know, you need to know. If nothing else, it pretty much tells you that's just stupid. Or better yet, she thinks we are stupid. Speaking of the Biden-Harris administration and stupid, we all know, if you've been to the grocery store as of late, how inflation is ravaging the wallets of our fellow Americans. We all know. Most recent numbers out, inflation continues to rise. So recently, the Pentagon, in charge of the finest fighting force of men and women on the planet, acknowledged that inflation is making it hard for members of the military to feed themselves and their families. So they made some recommendations on what our fighting men and women can do to offset the ravages of inflation. Y'all not going to believe this. Then again, you probably will if you understand just how stupid the Biden-Harris administration is. The Pentagon suggested to our fighting men and women that they apply for food stamps. You heard me right. A group of men and women that at a moment's notice may have to go and give an arm, a leg, an eye, their lives in defense of this country. The Pentagon suggests, because of inflation, go apply for food stamps. Now, if that in and of itself was not insulting enough to our fighting men and women, this is the same administration that is sending $57 billion to the Ukrainian military. Y'all, really? Really? You're sending 50-some odd billion dollars to the Ukrainian military and telling our military to apply for food stamps. I don't know how many of you watching right now have a family member, a loved one, a friend serving in the military. I don't know how many of you watching right now understand the sacrifices that these men and women make. But if you voted for the Biden-Harris administration, you see what you enabled to happen in this country? Suggesting that the finest fighting force on planet Earth apply for food stamps to feed their families, while we ship 50-some odd billion dollars to the Ukrainian military. Of course, now, that really shouldn't be that big a surprise, because this is the same administration that went off and left behind $85 billion of American armaments in Afghanistan. That $85 billion in military equipment left in Afghanistan, the $57 billion that's being sent to Ukraine's military, every single nickel of it is your tax dollars. Think about that. And we wonder why we are now knocking on the door of $31 trillion in debt in this country. It really shouldn't surprise you. We are a hair's breadth away from being $31 trillion in debt. Even the most economically challenged among us has to know at some point this, in the words of Forrest Gump, is going to come back and bite us squarely in the buttocks. Oh, I wish this was not a family show so I could say it the way I want to say it. But they would have you believe, the Biden-Harris administration, by golly gee, we're looking out for Americans. Nah, bruh, you just stupid. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, the word is hypocrite. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, I love it when they prove me right. I have been telling you for quite some time now that this whole liberal agenda is not about, particularly on the green agenda, and you could actually encompass COVID-19 as well. This is all about control. How to control you, the American public. You've heard me say, this is about control. Telling you what you can and cannot eat, what you can and cannot drink, what kind of car you can drive or not drive, what kind of light bulb you can use, what kind of light bulb you can't use, what kind of thoughts you can have, what kind of words you can use. And if you've been paying attention, you can see it as clear as the nose on your face. For example, recently, you've seen, I'm sure, the problems that the state of California is having with their electric grid. Remember, last week, they told everybody that from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 9 o'clock at night, don't use your major appliances, washer, dryer, dishwasher, and don't charge your electric vehicles because our grid can't handle it, even though they've gone out of their way to not invest in what's needed to supply Californians with the electricity to run the state. Well, Thursday of last week on CBS's prime time news show, Siva Gunda, S-I-V-A, Siva Gunda, G-U-N-D-A. He's a public member of the California Energy Commission. And he said in the interview that the state of California needs to double and triple down on building the renewables and clean energy resources. Sounds good, right? Later on in the interview, he let the cat slip out the bag. In the interview, Mr. Gunda said that all this is good, you know, the green stuff and yada yada, blah, 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 blah. But what we really need are load reduction programs. So the reporter, after letting him talk, figured out what was going on here. So he asked him, quote, these load reduction programs that you're talking about, these are not just programs that send out a text message asking people not to turn on unnecessary lights or to turn them off, but you're actually talking about a program that, given a signal, will lower people's air conditioning, shut off the washer, the dryer, the dishwasher, and do it automatically by simply sending a signal. Is that essentially what you're talking about? His response, quote, you're absolutely right. It's all about control. They want the ability, and Marty, you're going to need to give me a running time because you forgot to set that for me, if you would please, sir. They want the ability to shut off your air conditioner when they see fit. They want the ability to shut down your washer, your dryer, your dishwasher when they see fit. They want the ability to force you to buy an electric car, but won't invest in the infrastructure needed. This is not about saving the planet, y'all. This is all about control. And for those of you that are taking them at their word, you, my friends, are the kind of sucker that they're looking for. You know, it made me think about something. Have you all seen this whole rush now for smart appliances? Have you heard about something called the Internet of Things? Smart refrigerators. Oh, this is great. You can have the refrigerator look inside itself, and then it will order the groceries for you. Oh, this is great. You've heard about the smart washers. Just put your clothes in, and whenever it gets to a certain point, they'll sense how dirty the clothes are, and they'll start the cycle. What they don't tell you is when you're hooked up to the Internet of Things, all they have to do, if this guy gets what he wants, all they have to do is send a signal, and they shut it off. When I first told you, this is all about control. What you can drive and what you can't drive. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all called me Reynolds Wrap, tinfoil, conspiracy theorist. How's that working out for you now? They just told you California and 11 other states are considering following suit. In the next few years, they are going to not allow the sale or registration of vehicles with internal combustion engines. Not going to do it. They're going to force you to drive an electric car, even though they cannot generate enough electricity for you to charge it. It's all about control, my friends. Now, don't get it twisted in the vernacular of the streets. Some of y'all need to be governed. How many times have you heard me say, when you fail to govern yourself, you consent to be governed? See, by voting Democrat, liberal, progressives, by voting for these clowns, you let yourself in for this sort of thing. All because they feed you a load of crap over and over and over again until you believe it. And of course, if you rely solely on one source of information, it doesn't take much to make you believe it. Especially when they've dumbed you down through the education system to where you no longer possess cognitive reasoning skills. It's not that hard to see, y'all. It's really not that hard to see. In 1 week, the government in California told its citizens, we are going to make illegal the sale and registration of cars that have gasoline engines. Less than a week later, they come out with a real catchy term, and this is how they get you. We need load reduction programs where we can shut off your air conditioner, we can shut off your dishwasher, your washer, your dryer at the flick of a switch. All the while neglecting building the infrastructure that we need to give you the electricity to sustain your standard of living. Personally, I don't feel sorry for California. They are getting what they voted for. What's the old saying? You get the government you voted for? It's also why you hear me call California the granola state. Take out the fruits and the flakes, and the only thing left are the nuts. Now, y'all stay there, California right now, of all 50 states and the District of Columbia, has the highest out-migration. People are running from that place like 40 going north. For the record, we don't want you here. You stay and deal with what you screwed up. Don't come here with that crap. We don't want you. Stay there and deal with it. Because typically, this is what they do. They live there, vote for these insane politicians pushing insane policies, and they run the state in the ground. Then they want to run to someplace else and bring those lousy voting habits with them. Y'all stay there and deal with that. We don't need you here. Maybe the next time. Some of y'all are so indoctrinated, I don't have much faith, but I'll say it for the record. Maybe next time we tell you something like this, maybe you'll listen. Nah, you right, Marty. You right, Marty. Marty said, nah. When you've been indoctrinated, you no longer possess the ability to rationally look at things for what they are. The sad part about that, you end up being left dealing with the consequences. Ask the folks in Portland, ask the people in Seattle, LA, Oakland, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, Birmingham, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Newark, New York. Ask those folk. Better yet, start a friendship with someone who immigrated here from a socialist country. Find somebody and become friends with somebody who moved here from Argentina. Ask them where we're headed and what's in store. Ask these folks that was so happy to get the heck out of Dodge, where socialism, where they're trying to take us, is the norm. Ask them. Don't take my word for it. Find out for yourself. Just an observation. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontes.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Woohoo! Got it right, Marty. Got it right. Before we get out of here, want to talk about a couple of things. One, I didn't have enough time in the last segment to do. Talking about the hypocrisy of the left. Remember last week, roughly a week and a half ago, when the mayor of Chicago, the esteemed Lori Lightfoot, blasted Texas for the illegal immigrants that were bused to her city, saying that the governor of Texas has no morals, he's morally bankrupt, and, all sorts of remarks for shipping these people around the country, handling them like cattle. Well, busload arrived in Chicago, and of course she hit the fan. What the mainstream media probably is not going to tell you is right after the mayor said it's a manufactured crisis. This man has no morals. He's treating these people like cattle. Less than a week later, she put all of them on a bus and sent them to Burr Ridge, Illinois, a suburb. Didn't tell the council of Burr Ridge, didn't tell the mayor, just, y'all go over here. So does that mean, like she accused the governor of Texas, does that mean she has no morals? Does that mean she is treating people like cattle? Nah, that could never happen. That could never happen. The hypocrisy of these folks on the left never fails to astound. All you got to do is watch them. How many times have you heard me say, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do? And you've heard that. OJs, what they do. The backstabbers. There you go. She falls right in line. This man has no morals, treating these people like cattle. And she turns right around less than a week later and does the exact same thing. What's the word? Hypocrite. Finally, want to leave on a good note. Tip of the hat to my city and our state, because not everybody that was there was from the capital city. I don't have any numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty certain that people from all over the state were here in the capital city of Baton Rouge for the historic first ever football game between Louisiana State University and Southern University. There are estimates that there were 200,000 people on campus for the game. And as an old guy that marched in the human jukebox, as an old guy that is a fan of the Golden Band from Tigerland, the halftime show where the two bands got together en masse on the field to perform a number with the big heart and 225 spelled out, guys, girls, that was absolutely awesome. It is something that is so long overdue, and as is the case with any time you have that many people together, that many people from emotional fan bases and ardent fan bases, I'm sure that there were probably one or two incidents here or there. It only stands to reason. You got alcohol and football fans. What could go wrong, right? But all in all, it was a magical experience. Things went game-wise pretty much the way anybody with half a football brain thought it was going to go. I mean, you're talking two completely different caliber football teams. But for me, and I'm sure for many, many, many others, it wasn't about so much the competition on the field as it was the camaraderie and bringing our city and these two fan bases together. It was something that should have happened a long time ago, and something that hopefully will happen again somewhere down the road in the not too distant future. Only thing next time, now that we know, we got to do something about the traffic, y'all. LSU officials are saying, yeah, we had some major problems, but we know where the problems are, and we're going to fix that. Next time, it won't be a problem. Tip of the hat to you, Baton Rouge. Tiger fans, Jaguar fans, y'all did us proud. Well, except for that one idiot walking out on the field in the middle of the game. He was high. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That being said, y'all, my time's up and I got to go. But once again, this day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Either way, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you soon. God bless.